Susan Chandler is the author of my book. She is an associate professor of social work at the Nevada Reno University. She has written 8 books. Delphine Duran was born in Dijon, France, but she was brought up in Senegal before she moved to Montpellier as a teenager. Now she lives in Marseille and Paris as an illustrator. She has written over 20 books. Welcome to Cuckooville by Susan Chandler and illustrated by Delphine Duran. In the middle of Cuckooville, there was a cuckoo clock, but behind the doors of the cuckoo clock, well, nothing, not a cuckoo in sight. Instead, every hour, one of the townsfolk would run up the steps and burst out through their little wooden doors, shouting out at the time how they love being the cuckoo, especially Mrs. Gobbledygook. Lumpy Pum Snuffly Back, she sang from the top of the clock. The mayor stopped and shook his head. Right, from now on, everyone takes their turn up at being cuckoo. Everyone except you, Mrs. Gobbledygook. We don't need to know about your snuffly plums, thank you. We need to know the time. Actually, it was Lumpy Plum that a little boy called Pete who was Dropsy Bubbly? Asked the grocer. Squishy what? Queried the baker. What's an ooby nooby when it's at home? Questioned the butcher. Poor Mrs. Gobbledygook. No one in town could really understand her. If only she could prove the rest of Cuckooville that speaking gobbledygook could be useful, then she could take her turn at being the cuckoo again. One day, a strange vehicle came tumbling down the hills. The townsfolk stood and stared. Who are they? The grocer wobbled. Where did they come from? The baker quivered. I haven't got enough sausages, the butcher stuttered. What do they want? The mayor whimpered, starting to panic. The vehicle stopped, the doors opened, the steps came down. Visitors! Cried the grocer, tossing some tomatoes. Strangers! Yelled the baker, lobbing buns in the air. Aliens! Boomed the butcher, chucking his chops in a fluster. Townsfolk panicked and ran in all directions until they got tangled together and landed in a hysterical heap. No. The stranger spoke, the townsfolk wriggled, the mayor popped out. Humpty noops, the stranger said. What? Stuttered the mayor. He sounds like Mrs. Gobbledygook, he piped up, but no one seemed to hear. But just then, Mrs. Gobbledygook appeared. She marched right past the mayor and greeted the strangers with a smile. Noobly grubs, she said politely. Noobly grubs, said the strangers. Fluffy snups eggs dropsy wink, pointed Mrs. Gobbledygook. She's telling them to get lost, hissed the grocer. She's giving them what for? Barked the baker. She wants a big sloppy kiss, whispered the butcher. She's giving them directions, he said loudly. Breathed the townsfolk with relief. Directions, said the mayor, realizing that all the panic had been for nothing. Actually, he felt a little embarrassed. Then he turned to Mrs. Gobbledygook and whispered something. Mrs. Gobbledygook nodded her head and then walked towards the clock. Bobbly plop, Cuckooville! Mrs. Gobbledygook shouted from the top of the clock. Which means, said the mayor, welcome to Cuckooville! And with that, the mayor invited the visitors to join them for a jibble-jabble. We see you and me is, of course, a party! Party, 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 party! You are now leaving Cuckooville. Now to end with Wobbleton Gobblesville. Yay!